Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm your host, Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about why you should keep your old content updated and how to do it. So I'm going to give you a little context here. This is a podcast Pat Flynn did, I think it was SPI 200, on how he had a friend that deleted a lot of their content and increased their traffic, tripled their traffic, in fact. So I definitely recommend listening to that. And there are some other posts around there. Moz has one as well in terms of what you can easily do to increase your search traffic. So first and foremost, the one thing you could do is just take an audit. You can do like an analytics export, or you can do like a Google Search Console export of all the content that you have. Take a look at every single page. Take a look at the pages over the past few years that haven't been getting traffic, and then consider no indexing them, right? So you can no index, follow them. That's one way to do it. Or you can delete them outright and then see what happens. But you do want to be sure that you're tracking this very closely. And you do want to make sure, take a look at these pages. If they're getting a lot of links, you need to decide what you want to do with those links. So that's kind of a little backstory. And I think now we can dive into a little more detail. Neil?
The big reason that most of your content pieces won't get traffic is because they don't use the right keywords or they don't have any backlinks. So before you start pruning away, the one thing I recommend doing is assuming the content quality is really high. If it's shit, then you should just remove those pieces of content or redo them. But assuming the content quality is really high, you want to make sure other posts internally are linking to them. Secondly, you want to make sure you're using keywords that generate traffic. So one way to figure out keywords is you go to Ahrefs, you put in competitor URLs who have similar pieces of content, and Ahrefs will show you all the organic keywords that web page ranks for, right? The competitor page. And that'll give you keyword ideas for your page. You can also go to Google Keyword Planner. And I know they're limiting and capping a lot of the data these days, but still, it's better than nothing. You can put in keywords that are related to your post, and it'll also generate some ideas for you.
And Digital Marketer talked about something recently. So the example that they had was, if you look at Abraham Lincoln's Wikipedia page, back when Wikipedia first started, maybe the Abraham Lincoln result was maybe 2,000 words or so, and then a couple years later it became 8,000 words, and I think that page today is now 15,000 words. But they kept updating it over and over, and it just kept ranking higher and higher. And this is a strategy that Digital Marketer basically was something that they employ. And they continually keep their content ranking higher. So the thing we just talked about a little earlier was deleting your content, and that's going to help you rank higher. Or you can also update it too, which is what Digital Marketer is doing right now. So if you do that, we've tried doing that, where we had a post, let's say SEO tactics for 2015. And then 2016 rolls along. Well, guess what? We're going to layer on more content in that specific post, and we're going to update the title to SEO tactics for 2016. You keep doing that over and over, that post is going to stack on top of each other, and it becomes semi-evergreen, right? It's very updated, and it's going to get bigger and bigger over time. So you're going to have a better time ranking higher. So that's something to consider. And then in terms of how to internally link easily, Neil just talked about that. So I want to give a plugin that you can probably use. So you can either use, there's the related posts plugin in WordPress, and I believe Discus adds internal links as well, but I'm not sure if they're followed or not. I believe that they are. Discus.
Weren't you using the related post plugin, and then when you removed it, your traffic dropped?
Yes.
The links are probably static.
Yep. So definitely, you can take a look at that, and then in terms of how you can go about no indexing, that seems very technical, but you can use the Yoast SEO plugin, and that it does give you the ability, if you click on the advanced section, it does allow you to no index certain pages. That's a very slow way to do it, but if you don't have a lot of pages on your website or whatever it is, if you're only looking to target one, go ahead and do that, or you can ask a developer to help you do it at scale.
When you're pruning your site and figuring out what pieces of content to remove, keep in mind that if you have a lot of backlinks, you can have more pages. So if you have 100 backlinks and you have 500 pages, chances are most of them are going to be indexed. If you have 2 backlinks and you have 5,000 pages, there's a good chance Google's not going to crawl your whole website. In that case, you either want to build links or you want to start combining and reducing pages. What I like doing is when I'm reducing the pages, I'll take the old ones and 301 redirect them from the old web page to the new one. So that way you're not losing any of the link juice. People would come from social media sites if those content pieces were shared, right? The overall key is not to lose any links when you're doing all the pruning on your site. And that's a big mistake that people make because there's like, oh, let me combine web pages. Let me delete the ones that aren't getting too many views. But if you have 5 links to these old pages, you're going to be screwed because you're going to lose those backlinks. They're not going to help you. They're just going to be dead links. You want to 301 permanent redirect them, and that's really important. Don't just remove pages. Anytime you're thinking about removing, 301 that old page to the most relevant new page on your site.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. I mean, you have a couple of different options when you're going about looking at your old content. So the first one is you can delete it, okay? And delete is kind of the nuclear button, right? If it's not relevant anymore, it just doesn't make any sense anymore, yes, go ahead and delete it. Your other option is that you can consolidate the post. So if you have a couple of posts that are very similar, you can go ahead and combine them into one post. You can have the other ones redirect to the new one, but then look at the newer one and say, okay, what elements, what type of content can I pull from these older posts and combine them into one to make it even larger and just to make it one giant machine, right? Think about like Voltron, or think about Power Rangers when all the things combine, when all the machines combine, it becomes the Megazord, right? So that's what you want to do right there. You want to combine the links, consolidate the links, consolidate the content, and make it more powerful. And you can also Google, it's called hub and spoke. I think it's hub and spoke pages. That's when you have a very big page and you have supporting pages linking to it or to cross-linking to each other just to kind of strengthen them. So you have delete, you have consolidate, and then you also have upgrade as well. So upgrade is, instead of just taking older content and combining it into one post, you want to think about how you can make one post that's a little older. So for example, we have a post on top 10 companies that are doing online marketing well. And this is a post that was written a couple years ago. And what we're doing right now is we're upgrading that to something that's more relevant to today. So we might be talking about Uber instead. We might be talking about what Facebook is doing to continue to grow. Things like that. You do want to make sure that you have some initiative. So what we're doing right now on our team is that we have an upgrade initiative. We're looking at the posts that we have, and the team is just continually updating posts over a period of time, and we have it strictly written into our editorial calendar. So it's important to us, and it's actually working well for us.
And don't just base your pruning on pure traffic. So if you go in your Google Analytics report and you look at which posts aren't getting any traffic, well, if they haven't been up for more than 3 or 4 months, don't expect them to get the world of search traffic. You need to give it time. I give a post a good solid 6 months before I expect to get traffic. Even after it's up for 6 months, you'll see a continual growth after a year of the posts being live. So you have to be patient as well. I base it on quality and value. So if someone reads that piece of content, will they actually get any knowledge from it? If they will, and you don't want to have it indexed, then, or if you don't want it, don't delete it, index it. So that means the post is still available. It just won't get tons of search traffic, and you're controlling where your search juices are flowing. When you remove or when you index a page and you're still linking to it internally, it doesn't necessarily help increase the rankings for your other pages. You have to look at it from a perspective of no following links doesn't give the other links more weight. It more so just doesn't count the link that is going to the page that you've no index, right? Because when you no index, usually no follow links to that page as well.
Great. So with that being said, I think that's it for this episode of Marketing School. We'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.